Hey everyone, it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I have another Color Rush Studio design team project. So I am using February's Home Sewn Kit, and I am embracing the sewing. So I have this cute picture of my son and his girlfriend at her brother's wedding, which was in their backyard. So that's going to come into play in a little bit. So I knew that I wanted to use this striped stitch paper, and I wanted to do a very vertical design. So I love these little doilies, and I thought they were just so cute to go on the sides of each side of the photo. And then I have that kind of, it's almost like wallpaper, floral paper that I'm going to use in the center. And I was having an issue with the sewing bits that you see on the side of it. So I just trimmed those off, and I'm actually going to use the pieces I trimmed off on the sides. So I think I showed you, I did go off screen and I sewed down every other line of this paper. So you'll see that in the close-ups, but it has stitch lines on it already. And I knew immediately when I saw this that I needed to just stitch on these lines. It was telling me I needed to do that. So I did have to fix my sewing machine. So it is all fixed. And I sewed, like I said, every other. I did skip the ones in the middle because I knew that I was going to put that floral paper there. So I didn't need to waste the time for that. I'm going to go ahead and back my photo on this plaid paper, which is the other side of that wallpaper, floral paper. And it matches the little sides. So at first I'm going to kind of keep it long. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put something there or if I wanted to actually tear the bottom. I wasn't quite sure. So I'm just going to kind of leave it like that. But I did go off screen and I did a simple straight stitch all the way around my photo. And it's so cute. I love the stitching on the photo. I need to do that a little bit more. So I've got my doilies, and that's going to kind of be the base for my embellishment clusters. Now I grabbed the pom-pom trim, which I love me some pom-pom trim, and I'm just going to do a little section on the top and then a little section on the bottom. So I think originally, I don't know if I thought my picture was bigger and it was just going to go under my picture. I'm not quite sure because they're kind of weird lengths if you look at them, right? Like you're like, that doesn't go all the way up. That doesn't go all the way down. But I am going to fix that when I realize that that just doesn't make sense to me, the length of them. So I would like to say that in my brain, I already knew I didn't need to use that pom-pom trim all the way up, but that's not exactly true. So I'm working on the cluster down at the bottom. I have this beautiful big floral and then a couple of other small florals. And then I added the cork house. These cork pieces are stunning, absolutely stunning, and they're self-adhesive. So I will pop it up on a little bit of foam because I have to pop up the floral on foam as well because my photo is popped up on foam. And I also have a little purple spool of thread. And so like I said, I am completely embracing the sewing aspect of this kit. So that is the bottom cluster for the most part. And then the top cluster is basically just going to be a bunch of florals. So I'm going through the ephemera pack and seeing what all bits I can use. I do have another spool of thread up there at the top. And then I find that I have one of these cork trees left, and I was like, oh yes, I need some more cork up in this cluster as well. And then I'm trying out these trees, but I'm realizing they're really bright, and I just felt like my eye was totally being pulled in there. So I'm thinking that maybe I'm going to use that here and now as my title because it fits really good, excuse me, on that lower portion of the photo that I didn't cut off. But that's not going to stay. And then I'm going to try this one that says all the amazing. So I'm just kind of looking for a title at this point. I love those little light bulbs. I know they did that. So I just went ahead and went off screen, glued everything down. And then I didn't glue down this butterfly, which was down in the bottom cluster on top of that small doily. And thank goodness, because he is perfect to go right there where that pom-pom trim just kind of stops and makes no sense. So when I was fixing my sewing machine, I have all of this thread because it was a mess. And there was tons of wasted thread. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to use all this thread. So I'm just going to bundle it up and put it in both clusters. And here's where I'm like, oh, I know what I'm going to do for a title. So I busted out the thickers that came in this set, and I'm going to do my title, and it's going to say "So Cute," S-E-W. I figure, why not, right? And so I put the sew up there at the top where all of that thread is, and then I'm going to try to decide where the cute is going to go. At first, I'm thinking that it needs to go at the bottom, but it's too long. It's not going to fit where I want it to fit, and if I put it down further, then there's this like weird gap or trap space or something that was bothering me. So I decided I had this gap on the other side that if I put the cute here, then that's exactly why I didn't need the pom-pom trim to go down. So I was like, okay, that works. And then I was like, well, maybe I need to do the same thing for the sew, but that didn't work. So I'm like, but something has to go where the end of this pom-pom trim is. So I take that cluster of thread and I go ahead and put it at the top of that pom-pom trim, and I'm going to put my sew title back on the top. And then so I've got that big lump of of thread. And then I was like, oh, I have this other spool and it's the same color as the pom-pom trim. I was like, this is perfect. So that covers up that little gap. And now to me, it looks like the pom-pom trim is completely intentional. So this is my layout for today. I hope you enjoy it. I do have a couple of close-ups for you. I will have the shop and the Facebook group and the Instagram all linked down below so you can get your hands on this kit because it is absolutely stunning. So there will be lots more layouts coming your way because I just love it. So that is going to do it. Remember to wear your crown. We'll see you next time. Bye.